promotions, along with their great sponsors, 32 Red and Foot Asylum. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Board Representative Robert W. Smith, Timekeeper Bob Edgeworth. When the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Steve Gray of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner, he's wearing black with silver and weighed in at 18 stone 2 pounds. Coming to us from Gelsenkirchen, Germany, he brings a professional record consisting of 35 wins, 4 defeats, 1 draw, with 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former world title challenger, FRANCESCO PIANETA! And his opponent across the ring fighting tonight, out of the blue corner, he's wearing camouflage trunks and weighed in at 18 stone, 6 pounds. Hailing from Manchester, England, he is undefeated with 26 wins. 19 of his 26 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former undefeated unified heavyweight world champion and the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury!
Again, a tremendous reception for Fury. Barry Jones alongside me. David Hayes made his way down here as well, so they'll be the 2 voices you hear alongside my own. Final instructions now from Steve Gray. He said that it's got to be all business this time. There can be no joking. This has got to be for real. And Tyson Fury, he's seemingly heading towards this date with Deontay Wilder. And tonight, Barry, he needs to look good.
He needs to get the win first and foremost. That's the most important thing. He needs to look good in the process, just to sell it to the public. Listen, they love him. They loved him in Manchester. They love him here in Belfast. He's obviously, everyone's happy for him to be back. Let's just see the vintage Tyson Fury and look forward to hopefully the next big fight.
Well, he almost ran across the ring there to Pianeta. He said that he expected Pianeta to come at him, throwing bombs in the early stages, but Fury, who showed impressive hand speed and footwork when we've seen him working in the gym and in public workouts in the run-up to this, he's up on his toes and trying to start fast. Pianeta trying to walk him into the corner, and good footwork there from Fury as he gets away out of hitting distance. He'll be looking to look good though, David.
No doubt about it, and I like the way Pianeta is staying cool and calm, and as he did then, he's looking for the shot. He hasn't come in here just looking for the one punch. But I do like what I'm seeing from Tyson Fury now. This is the Tyson Fury of old. You know, the fact he put his arms on the ropes, opened his hand, you know, a little like Cassius Clay. I remember him doing that back in the day. You know, putting his hands on the ropes and willing his opponent try to land a clean shot, and he couldn't do that. So
a little bit contemptuous, and Pianeta is trying to make him pay, trying to show the power of that left hand, Barry, and trying to show that he's got the physical strength to not be bullied around by Fury.
Well, what Fury will always do, he will give you opportunities because he drops his hand when you're in range and wants to use that upper body movement, the fast reflexes to get out of trouble. But he used good footwork in the corner there just to spin off and away. In fact, inside the ring from Pianeta. Just has to keep switched on, that's all.
He turned him real nice, real nice. He was under pressure. He turned him, got out the corner, and looked cool and calm doing it.
Well, here in the corner again, that time he comfortably parries the attempted left hand from Pianeta and worked his way neatly along the ropes, and there's the hand speed, good right hand, and that found the target.
And he's doing well. It's always hard to establish a jab against a southpaw, but he's done, because he got such a long reach. Fury, he can establish the jab quite well, and he's done that. You know, this is what we see with Fury. He's never got a guy who comes forward looking for destruction. He works behind the jab, you know, drops his hands, showboats a little bit. calls you on and tries to get you in a surprise attack.
Very often he's not been the spectacular one-punch knockout artist, Tyson. What he tends to do, David, is look at the opponent, take their game away from him, and just rely on those boxing skills.
Yeah, he frustrates you. He tries to, grind you down with his size. When you get into the clinches, he leans on you, pushes. And, he's such an imposing man, so heavy, so big, got such long arms. He makes it very difficult to land a clean shot against him.
Well, we've got 20 seconds to go in the opening round, and it's not looking as though Fury's going to stamp his authority on this match with an explosive first-round knockout, but there's no doubting that his boxing skills will have caught the eyes of Steve Gray, acting as the scorer for this contest. Pianeta has him in that corner on the far side of the ring once more. Fury making him miss, and we'll look back at it in more detail in a moment or two.
Full of confidence, didn't he, Tyson Fury, in the first round there, despite taking one or two chances in that first round. Got caught in the corner on a couple of occasions by FRANCESCO PIANETA. Showed the footwork to get out of it. And Davidson in his corner.
So stay nice and light on your feet. When you're backed up, you move, give it a nice bit of movement. Don't wait too long to wrap him up, yeah?
Here the instructions there. Pretty content so far after the first round of this one.
Like I said, yeah? Beautiful round. Beautiful round. Looking very good. You just unload up. You want to spit?
Well, there's the action from the opening round, and they were praising its use of his feet, his footwork, light on his feet. Ben Davison stretching, keep that way.
No doubt. And what I liked about Tyson there, he was a completely different Tyson Fury than we saw last time out. No clowning around, no messing around. He was throwing quality shots, body shots. He did a little showboating on the ropes, but he didn't take any clean shots in the process. So this is the Tyson Fury that we was hoping we'd see.
He looks quicker. He looks more sharp. His distance and time is a lot better. He's in against a guy with slow feet, so it's fine for him. But he's established that jab very early on, and that's what Tyson's not an athlete. Tyson's a pure boxer, so you need to establish that jab, and he's done that. And he's found his range quickly. So you expect to start the building on that now as the rounds go on, and Pianeta starts to take some risks, hopefully, and Tyson can exploit that.
Pianeta was stopped in 7 by Kevin Johnson. Body shot accounted from there when he seemed to run out of steam. And against a young Croatian, Peter Milas, in June, he lost on points, but he's going to set some problems to Fury. And of course he's a southpaw, which Deontay Wilder is.
Deontay Wilder switches southpaw and orthodox, but he's traditionally a right-hander. Now I know firsthand, I've tasted that right hand of his, and he throws it from the orthodox position. But you're right, he does switch southpaw from time to time and throw awkward shots. I'm thinking about the Wilder fight as I'm watching this. I believe Tyson Fury is going to find a way to win this fight, and I'm happy with what I'm seeing from Tyson Fury tonight. This is what I was hoping he'd be able to do: move, use his feet, use that elusiveness that he's always had.
Well, there's a very much more purposeful look to him here, Barry, and there's good variety of shots there. But Pianeta trying to walk him down, trying to keep him under pressure.
But it's a process to get back. He's been out for such a long time, and the first fight back, we couldn't really see much of it. But now, showing his reflexes are better than they were. Timing, he's just making Pianeta miss by a few inches, and that's not by accident. He's seeing the punches coming, riding the shots quite well.
You can see it in his physique that he's been paying the price in training, that he hasn't been cutting any corners in terms of strength and conditioning, and I'm really happy with what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
seems light on his feet. This is the Tyson that we all can remember.
From 19 stone 10 in his last fight to 18 stone 6 tonight. Just being walked down again by Pianeta, but Pianeta not finding a power shot to put him under trouble so far. But he's just making him think here and just trying to cut him off, trying to keep those punches coming.
Yeah, Tyson's just letting him get a little bit too close there. He just needs to put that uppercut in. When Pianeta gets close, he squares his feet up. So you get that uppercut on target there. Just put him back on his heels a little bit.
There's a tendency with Tyson, as we've seen through his career, that he performs very much to the level of the man who's in front of him. Sometimes he's not just going in there and totally outclassing somebody, but this is a good way to finish. And he waves him on, Pianeta, saying, come on, if you want to try yourself in some toe-to-toe action, then we'll see about it. He encouraged him to come in, but Fury back up onto his toes, makes him miss, and that'll be another round in the bag.
Continues to look pretty sharp, Tyson Fury, but Pianeta already proving, as we rather suspected, that he will be a no pushover tonight. He kept Fury with a couple of combinations towards the end of the round as well. The experienced, born German-based, former European heavyweight champion, Manfred Volker in his corner, having a bit to say, but Camp, I'm sure, will be fairly satisfied so far as well at the end of the second round.
Welcome back to Belfast, Windsor Park. Tyson Fury in action. Here's Francesco Pianeta in his corner, getting instructions. Fury, I think, will be pretty pleased with the way things are going so far, and Ben Davison will be confident that he's taken those first 2 rounds, Barry.
Yeah, I think he's boxing well. He's nice and relaxed. He's not trying too hard to do anything silly or take any risks. He's boxing beyond the jab. His footwork's quite well. He's quite fluent. No, I think it's a fine, and it's a good display without going too heavy on trying to get the stoppage yet. But when does Tyson Fury ever do that? He tries to confuse you, frustrate you, and then try and bust you up. I think that's always been the Tyson Fury style.
Looking quite sharp in his movements and with his hand speed and his punch picking.
Yeah, he's putting his punches together now in bunches. In the first round, he was putting 1s and 2s together. I just saw him for a 4-punch combination. I like the fact he's not looking for power. He's looking at just keeping busy, touching, moving, showing the head, showing the body. You know, I like the way he's putting the shots together. And
also the rounds are very important, aren't they? Because, you know, Wilder, if he does get the Wilder fight next, then that's a different proposition altogether. So, you know, you have to get those, as you know, David, the training rounds and the actual competitive rounds are 2 different things. So you need a few rounds in the bank.
Yeah, for sure. You know, this Pianeta, he's got a style. He's a leech. He's waiting for Tyson to make a mistake. He's not forcing anything. You know, a completely different proposition, as you said, to Deontay Wilder. But as far as game plan for Pianeta, you know, it's punch perfect so far.
Yeah, that is certainly so, and it's a very much more of a contest than Tyson Fury's comeback fight, his slightly farcical comeback fight in Manchester. Here he's being made to think as Pianeta tries to keep that tight guard. He's not put Fury into any real trouble yet, but likewise Fury hasn't rocked him in any way as yet, Barry.
Well, it's the movement of Fury. He'll give you opportunities when he drops his hands in range, like I said before, but the movement of Fury, those little feints he does, and that just stops you from bowling forward. That's all that is, unless you're really committed or you've got a big shot, and I don't think Pianeta's got either one of those really yet. All heavyweights can punch, of course. I don't think he got enough to trouble Fury, or enough snap in his punches for Fury not to see the punches coming. I think that's important.
Fury fighting out of the orthodox stance at the moment. He's another one who can switch hits. Remember his fight against Derek Chisora second time when he beat him exclusively fighting southpaw. He has that variety and that skill set, that ability, that unorthodox movement and that natural fluidity, and he's trying to show that he's still got that here tonight. Has to take a right hand as he threw that left into the body.
He did take a right hand because his hands are dropped, but because he leans back on the rope, just takes the sting out of the shot.
Yeah, nothing hit him flush there. It was all sort of glancing blows. He's got quite a deceptively good defence, Tyson Fury. He looks a bit disorganised as he does it, but he rarely gets caught with shots when he's up against the ropes.
Well, he won the first 2 rounds fairly comfortably and doing enough to take this one as well. Fury 3 rounds gone, and it's going his way.
It is going his way, but not necessarily having it all his own way, is he, against Pianeta? But so far, so good for Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder ringside, paying very close attention, knowing that if Fury does get the decision here, those 2 will meet before the end of the year. Still Carl Frampton against Luke Jackson to come, top of the bill at Windsor Park tonight. Fury with work to do, but so far he is getting the job done as we head into round 4.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt here in Belfast, Barry, that that's another round for Tyson Fury.
It is, and let's not get carried away. We knew this was going to be the case. He always had too much to beat Pianeta, even at this early stage, back in his comeback run again. But you know, when he's boxing well, he's not, as David said, he's not holding his feet, he's not trying to load up, he's nice and fluent, and I think he's boxing to instructions, and that's important.
Yeah, happy to rely on boxing skills so far. We've not seen Fury really trying to unload big punches. I just wonder whether he might be looking to step it up before too long.
Yeah, I like the noises he wasn't making in the corner. When you looked at his face, he seemed calm. He was listening intently. He wasn't distracted. I remember in his comeback fight, during the fight, he was looking outside of the fight, at a fight in the crowd. He wasn't switched on. He was listening to his coach there. He wasn't breathing heavily, and he looks like he's just warming into it. Perfect defense right there. You know, slipping punches, very cool, very calm, very in control of his body.
Important night as well for Ben Davison. Do you remember that, Barry? An inexperienced young coach. The fighter-trainer relationship is developing, and it's going to be a searching examination of both if they do get potentially a big showdown with Wilder. And there you did see Fury landing with more authority, more power there.
Well, the first combination was a lovely right hand, left hook, and it all comes from a feint again. He gives you a little stutter step with the foot, and then Pianeta just holds his feet, just freezes slightly, and then Fury, because he got the faster hands, the faster boxing brain, lets the punches go. And this is what we're used to seeing from Fury. This is not. This is what he does. Don't take any. He takes risks by dropping his hands, but puts his boxing together. Doesn't load up with shots, and he just slowly, systematically, outboxes you and frustrates you.
Showing some good footwork once again.
Yeah, that's what Dave was on earlier there. That little movement there, just a little lateral movement, using the feet to get out of the way. And for a huge fella, he's a huge fella, very agile.
Good again. Accuracy as well as flashy speed.
He looks like he's kind of got into his flow now. He's got a real nice rhythm about him. He's pulling the right facial expressions. He looks like he's really enjoying his work in there.
What Pianeta needs to do is forget about it. Don't aim for the chin. That head's constantly moving, the body's not moving. So he's a southpaw. Take that right foot on the outside, double jab to the chest, and then whip that left hook to the body. And try and slow Fury's feet down. That's what Pianeta needs to do, just to get Fury to hold his feet, and then maybe you can have a little bit of a gunfight with him.
There's a calm about Tyson Fury this week, David. I mean, I've noticed it all week. He seems to be so happy in himself to be back in boxing, and it's giving him such a clarity of focus for what he wants in his life and where he's going from here on.
You know, he deserves this. He deserves these big nights, these stadium fights. Remember, he was the guy who went over to Germany and beat Vladimir Klitschko, something that many people, including myself, wasn't able to do. And you know, the fact that he lost his titles outside of the ring really, I think, gets to him. The fact that no man has beaten him, he's still undefeated, yet he has none of the world title belts. He really wants them back. He believes he's the rightful champion, and in many people's eyes, he is. He's the lineal champion. He's the man who beat the man.
Well, here's some of the action from that fourth round, Barry, and he's starting to go through his paces here, starting to go through the gears just a little.
Yeah, he's going through the phases, and he was doing that from the offset, working behind the jab, establishing early with the southpaw, which is hard to do, and he's done it quite comfortably. The upper body movement, the footwork's fast, and it's not getting carried away, because this is a different test of what he might have in his next fight, hopefully. But this stage, what we see from Tyson, this is what we wanted to see. The distance, the timing, it all seems to be slowly coming back. That's a good sign.
Well, Deontay Wilder went across into the corner and wanted to say something to Fury in his corner. Fury's up there dancing now before the action restarts, enjoying himself. Wilder's got a smile on his face. I think it was all pretty good-natured.
We'll see about that, but Pianeta, this is Pianeta's massive chance to gate crash. Gate crash this world scene and get back to, to challenging for another world title. So he needs to go for it. That's a good body shot there from Pianeta. But you got to let his hands go. You got to quicken his feet up, double that jab up, and then when he gets close to Fury, you got to just rattle those punches off.
4 out of 4. We've got it on the scorecards. We're in the 5th round of this 10-rounder. The Gypsy King Tyson Fury clipped by a glancing blow by that right hand of Pianeta's, and it's raining quite heavily now. Those out behind the protective canopy, which mercifully is covering us up at the moment, are seeing some ponchos being thrown to them. There's a bit of a few plastic coats being used.
You know,
and those who've prepared are going to be fairly grateful.
It's good on Tyson there, double jam and a solid right hand through the guard. I'm watching Tyson and thinking he won't get away. If he does fight Wilder next, he won't get away with dropping his hands like this. But then we said that when he boxed Klitschko. He won't get away with dropping his hands close. He won't get away with offering his chin out as a target. But, you know, he has a good eye for distance and judgment of distance, and he seems to somehow, that awkwardness, that a natural boxing skill, seems to get away with it.
Well, the forecasters said that the rain would come after 9 o'clock, and it's certainly coming with a vengeance. An uppercut inside from Fury.
Not so much the shot, John, the way he rolled into it. So, you know, he's gone underneath and he's seen the gap, and then he's looked for the shot. But Pianeta's given him plenty of time, isn't he, David? His feet a little bit too slow.
Yeah, he needs to be feinting, he needs to be forcing openings, he needs to be making Tyson Fury flinch and move, then counter his attacks. His feet are very, very heavy, very slow, and this plodding style may work at just below world level, but when you're in there against a genuine world-class fighter, you get found out, you get picked apart, and that's exactly what's happening.
50 seconds to go in this 5th round, and Fury blocking another attempted big left hand from Pianeta, sees it coming and manages to evade it easily and tie him up in a very adept manner in that corner.
Yeah, there's nothing cultured or classy from Pianeta. It's all quite brute. He's trying to use brute force, just trying to force his big left hand across without making the opening first. And against someone like Tyson Fury, you're going to need to be very lucky to land a knockout blow like that.
Just a little bit too telegraphed as well, isn't he? He did land with a right hook there, but
yeah, but it was all an arm shot, and it was, you know, Tyson Fury took the sting out of it with his body movement. But he needs to set Tyson up. He needs to feint hard, get him to do one of his movements, his evasive movements, and then counter him.
Well, it's all Tyson Fury in that round. It's another one that he's picked up. That's going to be 5-0, and look at the rain coming down there. Fortunately, under the protective canopy, Ronald McIntosh is with Deontay Wilder.
The round's completed. I'm about that schedule for 10. Your thoughts on what you've seen from Tyson Fury to this point?
I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. You know, he got great movement. He got excellent slipping. He's slipping and dodging the punches. He surprised me with this corner move when he trapped him in the corner and he spent around and came back. That's one of the moves I use as well too. He's looking good. I'm trying to get in his head right now. I'm coaching him. And I'm also giving him a lot of banner instead too. You know, getting in his head and let him know I'm still here. I'm right here. Don't lose focus on this guy. Get in there and get a job and knock him out. So I'm loving what I'm seeing right now.
Thank you very much indeed for your thoughts, Deontay.
Deontay Wilder with Ronald McIntosh giving him a bit of coaching.
Listen, two great talkers, two real characters, so you expect nothing less. But he's winning everything comfortable. But the criticism that Tyson will get is that every round's the same, and he's winning it with ease. So now, you know, for the sake of selling himself, he's just start going through the gears a little bit more, I would suggest.
Yeah, Vladimir Klitschko made a good career out of doing the same thing every round. As long as you're winning the rounds, that's all that counts.
More important, most definitely it is, but a different crowd that we have here and then in Germany, obviously, I think. And I think for, you know, just to sell this, the big fights coming up, he puts his foot on the pedal. And I think he gets him out of here.
And of course, the American audience watching live with us on Showtime, and very much over there, they like to see the punches, don't they?
They really do. And that's why a lot of the Klitschko fights weren't shown in the States for that very reason. But Tyson Fury comes with so much personality, so much unpredictability that you can't take your eyes off the action.
Well, there's a different work ethos here from Fury, right in his face and trying to work away and show his skill as a boxer on the inside, Barry.
And the strength, just putting the weight there on Pianeta. You can't underestimate with these big heavyweights that just leaning on each other, or that tires them out. Pianeta throwing a nice little uppercut there off the ropes, but Pianeta needs to do what Fury did, just little pivots off the ropes, get back in the centre of the ring.
Steve Gray saying don't use your head. Ricky Hatton used to be one of the most adept in the game of just stepping to one side and giving space for hooks.
That finding the angle of attack, just changing the angle of attack, working that semicircle around the body, so very important. It stops punches coming back at you as well, which is also massively important.
Fury just looking as though he's trying to load up a little more when he goes for those headshots now. Another sneak uppercut inside from Pianeta, but no great power in it.
Well, he might feel that Pianeta's just started to slow ever so slightly, so he thinks he can hold his feet a little bit more, start putting some more weight in the shots, which we're seeing here. And more importantly, like he's done early in this round, pushing Pianeta back.
Been doing a lot of work in the Ricky Hatton gym up there in Manchester. Ben Davison, chief trainer, of course. Ricky Hatton in that corner as well tonight.
It's easier said than done, but Pianeta wants a realistic chance of winning this fight. He has to get some more injection of pace into his work. He has to fasten those feet up, fasten those hands up, punching combinations. Easier said than done against an elusive fighter like Fury, but if you're in the fight to win, you've got to try and commit yourself.
Concentration so important for Fury. He's done everything okay so far, but so we move into the closing stages of the 6th round. Stamina's going to be called into question the further the fight goes, and he can't afford to get caught.
I definitely feel the further this fight goes, the better it is for Tyson Fury. You know, the Pianeta, he's taking the volume of shots. He's not slipping much, and this plodding forward style, you know, isn't going to help him in the later rounds. He's not forcing Tyson to come out of his comfort zone.
Walking back and you're coming forward, you've got to take your time, don't rush it, yeah?
And he can do this all night long.
Don't want to be complacent and run on something silly. When you're coming forward, little bit by little bit. Sharp twitchy, sharp head movement, you tuck up in his shell. When you get in here, keep him here. Don't leave your head in the centre. Nose around the body, you're killing him, yeah? Little chip, even when you're in the centre of the ring, you tie him up. Chip, chip, chip. You know what I mean? Good stuff. Don't switch off.
Another round for Tyson Fury.
Sharp head movement, yeah? Not lazy head movement.
It's all quite comfortable, possibly too comfortable, John. I think he's winning with ease. But it's good to see he's got his timing and distance and judgment back, and also he's done. It's his pace, so that makes it a little bit easier. But he's still done 6 rounds. Not massively fast paced, but in a decent pace. His legs are still strong, hands are still fast. And being out such a long time, you can include the first fight back. It wasn't really a fight, but this is more of a fight type scenario, and he's doing what he wants, and that's good. But for me, I'd still think, to really sell any future fight with any of these big stars, I think it's in him now. Everything's comfortable. He starts letting his hands go like that, and I think he gets a good stoppage.
Well, he's certainly trying, you sense, to increase the power with which he's connecting with Pianeta, who still keeps trudging forward, hoping that he's going to get lucky, perhaps with one of those left hands. If you're wondering what's being thrown around, those are the plastic mats which are being distributed.
See Pianeta there trying to show that body shot, but just not stepping across with the right foot to get any sort of decent angle on the punch. Pianeta needs to keep that foot on the outside like it is right now, and then let that left hook go to the body, and then the right hand over the top. But those little fidgety movements from Fury, just hard to set yourself against.
There's just 1 or 2 little calls which I've picked up behind me, out in the crowd of "Come on, Tyson." Well, that left hand's hurt him. Referee says it was low, and he's going to give Pianeta time to recover. It looks as though it's pretty much on the borderline to me.
Yeah, that was on the border. There was no real damage done there for me. Looking like he needs a bit of a breather.
And I think he's going to maximise it. In theory, he could be given 5 minutes by the referee, and he seems to be, well, that's the right word, milking it slightly.
Without a doubt. But
touch of gloves, yeah. Sorry, mate. Ish.
Psychologically, that lets Tyson Fury know that Pianeta needs a break. He knows he didn't hit him low, and he wanted the break. Tyson Fury doesn't look like he needs any breaks. If he got hit with that exactly the same shot, I doubt he would make even blink. He would just carry on.
It was a left hand to the body that did the damage, and he almost found the target again there. He'll be looking for another one, because that pain will linger.
Lovely right hand there from Fury, and he knows it. Nice long right hand there, just over the left hand. Dropped the left hand slightly, Pianeta, and Fury seen the grab, and again,
is he just starting to unravel a bit, Pianeta? He's actually given ground in this 7th round for the first time. When he landed that body shot, I was about to say there were a few slightly frustrated shouts from the crowd saying, come on, Tyson, come on, Tyson. Well, he came on and he landed that left hand, which may or may not have been low. We'll have a look at that in a moment or two. But he certainly knows that he can hurt him now, one way or another, and you can see him trying to work his way around to find the angles to fire in body shots once again. Yeah, he's really busted him up now. You know, in that round is the first time I've seen Pianeta really start to struggle. The pace is caught up with him. Those punches that don't look hard from a man who's nearly 19 stone, believe me, they really start grinding you down. There's another left hook went in there, and he felt the weight of that again, right on the bell from Tyson Fury, and that's, I think, for me, his most emphatic round so far. Yeah, it is, because as David said, it was the first time you maybe see Pianeta feel a little bit sorry for himself. It is on the borderline, but with that clump, that protector, it can have a funny effect on you. So you've got to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I do feel what David said is Pianeta starting to maybe wane just a little bit. As you said, he's a big guy, and even the jabs, you must feel the jabs, you know better than me. The shots to the average guy in the street don't look that hard when you're in there, but believe me, after sparring and fighting big guys, the little shots, they start catching up with you. Here's Carl Frampton, he's going to be next in against Luke Jackson. Keeping an eye, of course, on the screens as to what's happening in the ring right now. But he's also trying to keep himself calm, cool and focused for his big night here at Windsor Park. And it's a test for Frampton should win. But, you know, I think Jackson's, I agree with Richie Woodall, Jackson's a harder fight than what people give him credit for. I'll tell you one thing, he is absolutely super fit, and he's very aware that he's got a massive opportunity here tonight to upset all the best laid plans. Back to Tyson Fury, though. We're in the 8th round of 10, and the question now, I think it's reaching that stage, is he going to be able to maintain the pressure and to force a stoppage victory? That was a good, solid left hand to the head of Pianeta, who once again is giving ground, sinking back onto the ropes, and Fury will be looking to really put his foot on the accelerator now. Yeah, Tyson Fury, he's only got 3 rounds now, less than 3 rounds. He can see the finishing line, so he can start exerting a little bit more energy. And psychologically, maybe he wasn't sure how hard a pace he could fight after so many years out. But now he can see the finishing line. I think he's going to start putting his foot on the accelerator and really start putting some more meat into the shots. Even though he's boxing at his own pace, so it makes it a lot easier. But it's still hard, you know, he's still got to be fit. And I think for a big fella carrying our weight around on the balls of your feet for 7.5 rounds, I think David's right. His fitness is there or thereabouts, almost ready for a big test. And he's boxing well, and even when he gets Pianeta on the ropes, he's not the bullish type of fighter, but he's moving around the target, so he's looking for angles, he's looking for the shots, so he's thinking while he's moving. So, you know, he's slowly ticking the boxes on this comeback trail, and, you know, we all want more from everyone we watch, but I think it's a decent display by Fury for sure. Good body shots there, left hook and a right hook, and now he's right in his face. This is where Ben Davison wanted him, and this is where he wants to see him just produce those little angles to find the opportunity to land hurtful hooks. Is he going to be able to do so? Skips to one side, and there you saw the right hand underneath the elbow, trying to maneuver his way in, trying to work his way in, David. He's doing the right thing. He's got a guy who has lost a snap in his punches now, and he's a physically bigger man, so he's just roughing him up inside. All of these exchanges, Tyson Fury will come out the better. These shots to the body, round the sides, none of them are flush, but they're draining Pianeta's energy systems. He's going to come back to the centre of the ring, and he's going to be slower now. Tyson Fury is going to be the same. Pianeta's going to be a lesser fighter after those exchanges on the ropes. Important psychologically, Barry, for Tyson to get these rounds under his belt, maybe, and after, what was he out, 924 days or something, and went grossly out of condition, to actually come back and be able to put rounds together like this, psychologically important. Well, we said from the offset, I think getting these rounds in the bag, even at this pace, and he's dictated the pace, is good. And I think, as David said earlier, just a minute ago, he's starting to put a bit more weight in his shots now as Pianeta gets tired. Pianeta, for me, any sort of desire he had looks to have gone off on Pianeta. Fury switching southpaw now, and the 8th round comes to a conclusion And still, for me, a complete shutout, and you can see the rain coming down there. It is a very wet night now here in Belfast, not so in the ring, and mercifully, no real wind at the moment, so no problem.
No, and Tyson's having it all his own way. There's a lovely little shuffle there with the right hand, disguising that left hook from Fury. There's a lovely little, clever little shot. Vintage sort of Fury punch, that is. A little bit of a maverick move, you don't see it coming, but a big fella, which have such agile, be so agile, but again, I think if he sustained attack, and I think Pianeta folds.
I don't doubt, David, that there were some armchair critics out there saying, well, why can't he just go and blow this guy away? But that's never been his game.
That's not his style, that's not his game, that's not what his attributes are. He's not a one-punch specialist, and if he went out there looking for that, all he would do is mess his rhythm up and get caught with big shots himself. Doing what he's doing is the right thing, breaking his opponents down slowly and looking for that one shot the right way, not forcing it. If the shot presents itself, he'll be there to land it. But if it doesn't, he's happy with a points decision.
2 rounds to go, Barry, and it's all Tyson Fury, and here he comes as the southpaw.
Well, it was, let's be honest, it was never a fight that we thought he could lose it, unless he was just dreadful, unless he lost all his snap. So he's clearly got the movement back, and that's very important, because he's going to need that against the world-class opposition. This good time in the distance, that's back, that's good. Fitness looks pretty good. So he's not far off. I think he gets a little bit more toned for the next contest, whenever that may be. And and then we got the Tyson of when he beat Klitschko, that sort of Tyson. The maverick, the fast mover. And we'll wait and see. But Pianeta, sort of the slow feet helps Tyson out a lot. But he hasn't allowed Pianeta any opportunity to get back into the fight.
Well, he'll have another 2 or 3 months of concerted preparation before a potential fight with Deontay Wilder. It's not been announced yet, but you don't really need to be a great crystal ball gazer to realise that it's very much in the plans. The big American wouldn't be here if there weren't advanced negotiations for that fight to happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's announced very soon after this, provided nothing goes wrong in the remaining time.
When you see the Wilder will be watching ringside now, thinking he got good movement, and Fury spins well, as he said himself, out of the corners, but he gives you opportunities, and you can clip him with shots. And obviously Wilder, if he clips you with the shot, you don't get back from it, you don't get up from it sometimes. So, but then I think you can't underestimate how awkward and tricky I think Fury actually is. But any big puncher will fancy Fury because he drops his hands in range and gives you a chance, and that's what makes him, in some fight scenarios like that, an exciting proposition.
People fancy him, but nobody thus far. He's been down against a couple of fighters earlier in his career who really nobody gave a chance of doing anything against him, and that was maybe through a lack of concentration as much as anything else. He'd certainly say so. And he believes, I mean, talking to him this week, he believes that he is by a distance a superior boxer to Deontay Wilder.
This is debatable, Tyson Fury in his mind believes that, but I guarantee if you speak to across the ring from us now and talk to Deontay Wilder, he'll give you a polar opposite analysis. Both fighters are very, very different skill sets. Deontay Wilder is a sharp shooter. He doesn't waste punches. He throws the kitchen sink every single punch. And I've had him in for sparring camp. I've had him in camp for sparring on a couple of occasions for a few weeks at a time. And believe me, Deontay Wilder has got dynamite in both fists.
And he's fast and athletic, isn't he? He really is an athlete.
His defence is deceivingly good also.
Oh, that's a good left hand from Fury. Pianeta saying there's nothing in it. Come on, let's have some more. And one up to the bell from Fury. But just 1 round remaining. And that is another 10-9 round in Tyson Fury's favour. It's going to be a complete shutdown.
Of course it is, and we're not shocked at that. But this little barrage of punches from Fury, and the footwork and the movement was fantastic. For people who love their boxing skill, it's a joy to watch for a big round. But a massive round like that, it really is.
Here's a thought, maybe Tyson Fury is holding back because Deontay Wilder, possibly his next opponent, is ringside. Maybe he doesn't want to show just how good he really is. Maybe he wants to, keep something up his sleeve to give a full sense of security to Deontay Wilder. You never know. Tyson Fury's a crazy character. Maybe he's holding back. Maybe he could have knocked Pianeta out early, but he's held it back for a strategic reason.
A Machiavellian interpretation from David Hay. Well, last round, he's just checking that's the case. And I wonder if he's saying, well, now's the time. I can go out there and finish him. Nice show of respect from the two. It's actually, it's worth saying, it's been fought in a very good spirit. Been no nastiness, really.
No, there's been no real
aggro.
No aggro at all. Maybe a little too little from Pianeta. Maybe he needed to show a little bit more aggression because the technique and the mindset he's come into this fight with, you know, doesn't give him any chance of pulling off a stoppage victory, particularly in this last round.
Well,
it's a southpaw Gypsy King again in the last 3 minutes, Barry.
Yeah, well, and he does that quite comfortable as well, as we've seen in the past. But no, I've been disappointed with Pianeta. I think Fury's been boxing tremendously well. But for the guy, this is not a massive chance for Fury. This is a fight that he knew he could win if he was anywhere near the form. But for Pianeta, this is the biggest chance of his career since his world title challenge, and he's come woefully short, I feel, and he hasn't made enough effort. Easier said than done against obviously someone like Fury, but he could have really, you know, gone for broke after around 7 or 8.
He could have tried harder. You see, obviously it's hard to look in from the outside and say you should, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But you know, I don't feel the intensity from him. I don't feel him really throwing the kitchen sink in any of his shots. He's just trying to play it safe and trying to hear the final bell.
But let's be honest, this is his world title fight, isn't it?
Yeah, without a doubt.
2 good body shots from Fury there and switched the attack to the head. Pianeta says, come on, let's have another go.
But all the things you say for a fight, especially like younger fighters, learning fighters, you know, timing, distance, rhythm, dictating the pace, all those things, Fury's done all that tonight.
Look at the way Deontay Wilder on the far side of the ring next to Shelley Finkel, his advisor, is almost bouncing around. He's almost with every punch in him, isn't he? He's absolutely with Fury in there, and he wants him to come through. He wants him to look good. He wants that showdown.
No doubt. I know Ty, I know him personally, and he wants the big shot. You know, he's the WBC champion. You know, he's knocked every man out he's ever faced, and he wants the opportunity to be recognised. You know, on the world. In America, he's recognised as #1. He wants to be recognised worldwide as the #1. And to do that, beating Tyson Fury will really, really get a large majority of the fight fans on his side as the #1. And if he can do that, then obviously he's looking at big unification fights. The heavyweight division's looking real, real exciting. And now Tyson Fury's back, you know, clearly back on good form.
Last 30 seconds then of his second comeback fight. Again, Pianeta beckons Fury in as much as to say, well, you might have boxed my head off, but you've not hurt me. Let's see if you can just land one big shot and give me a chance. Give me a chance. He wants one last chance to throw a big left hand off the ropes, and Fury, in and out, is in no mood to give it. There's the final bell. He's had to go the distance, Fury, but I think those rounds have served him well. It's not a great reception that he's getting from the Belfast crowd, I have to say, but I think that's done him a lot more good than a quick knockout would have done.
No, of course he has. I mean, he has. He's got those rounds in the bank. He knows he can do that. He's ticked, like I say it all the time, he's ticked another box, you know, on his comeback trail. You know, people want to, nowadays, I think fans pay so much for tickets and everything else that they demand, you know, they want excitement, action, they want knockouts. That's what they want. But you know, as a purist, he was friends. He picks his shots well. We see here, I think the fitness, the pace of the fight was a decent pace for big fellas, and I think he was good. I think Tyson was really good tonight, and it's good to see him back. And this is what he does. He's not a guy who comes in swinging shots and giving everything his hand on his chest. No, he boxes with intelligence. The footwork was tremendous tonight.
There's no question about who's won. I don't think there's a lot of question about what the score is either. The referee, Steve Gray, wants the two fighters to come together centre ring. Going to be interesting to hear from Tyson Fury and his interpretation of what's gone down there. And also, it's going to be particularly interesting to hear Mr. Deontay Wilder, the WBC champion, and there's a few security men around there, whether or not they're going to be able to keep him out of the ring with that belt, because I think he'll be wanting to make 1 or 2 well-chosen observations. Tyson Fury again in the corner, being congratulated by Ben Davison and by Ricky Hatton, getting his Gypsy King t-shirt on, and Steve Gray now, I think, will have them together centre ring. Thomas Treiber is poised in there, and one once Francesco Pianeta joins the referee, which he has done now, we can now get the score from Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Steve Gray, scores the contest 100-90 in favor of your winner and still undefeated, Tyson Fury!
Well, there we are. Undefeated. Just before we hear from him, David, marks out of 10 for Tyson Fury tonight.
I was really happy with him. He did everything he needed to do. He didn't show too much. I think that may have been his plan, not to, you know, scare Deontay Wilder. But for me, I'm very happy. Probably 8 out of 10 in terms of performance tonight.
Hey, look at that. He's got himself Deontay Wilder's belt. I'm not sure if that was voluntarily given up. I suspect it would have been.
He didn't take any unnecessary punches. He wasn't gassing. You know, he was landing clean punches. He hurt his opponent. He did everything you would need to do in a warm-up fight before a big fight. You know, for me, it was all about winning tonight and winning, looking sharp and clean. And for me, I was very impressed.
Right, well, let's go up into the ring now, because Ronald McIntosh, the one man who can look Tyson Fury in the eye, is there to do precisely that.
Thank you very much indeed, John. Tyson Fury, congratulations. You've won every round on the card of the referee. A shutout victory over 10 3-minute rounds. Give us your assessment of the performance you've just produced.
I think it was a calculated boxing performance, as promised. We come here to get the good rounds in, a good 10 rounds with a good tough man. Quite durable. I was working on my boxing, trying to slip inside, use the jab, and get the rounds in, really, and we was very happy with the performance.
Indeed, you did get the rounds in. More boxes checked on your continuing progression and return to the boxing ring. How did it compare to your first outing after 900+ days out?
Yeah, well, I thought that was a step up of opponent, and a better boxing display. You know, it's no secret I need the rounds. I need to box and move and slip and slide and prove I can still go the 10 rounds. And I've plenty left in the tank, which I did there tonight.
You most certainly did. Let's have a word with the man who's guiding this comeback, Frank Warren, Hall of Fame promoter. You've said that Tyson Fury's return to the boxing ring is a process, but negotiations going on for a showdown against the WBC champion Deontay Wilder. How advanced are those negotiations? Where is Tyson Fury in the process of his comeback?
Yeah, very, very advanced. He's over there. Ask him. Get him over here.
Well, let's bring in the man holding that coveted green strap, the undefeated WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the bronze bomber, the self-styled Baptist, Deontay Wilder. Now here you are, Deontay, face-to-face with a man you came face-to-face with after your successful title defense against Arthur Speaker in January 2016 in Brooklyn. How far are negotiations between yourself and Tyson Fury for a showdown between the reigning WBC champ and the lineal heavyweight champ? Where are we in terms of those negotiations?
Are we ready now? This fight we are having is on. This is on. This fight is official. It's on, baby. Y'all can get ready. This is what we've been waiting for right here. The best fighting the best.
So you've said that the fight is on. When and where will the fight take place?
All will be revealed next week. Wait till next week. But the fight is on. It's on.
Well, Tyson Fury, listen to the ovation that this news has received. A fight between yourself, the lineal heavyweight champion, a man who's never lost his titles in the ring, against the reigning WBC champion. 40 wins out of 40, 39 inside the distance, and 98% knockout ratio. How much does that whet the appetite to face off against the undisputed WBC champ?
You know, we are two men who will fight anybody. This man has been trying to make a big fight with the other chump. I think we all know who we're talking about. The biggest shithouse inside box.
Tyson, we're live on BT Sport, we're live on Showtime. If we could keep the language clean, it would be most appreciated.
Bring it back here, man. Listen, they called. I answered. I said, send me the contract. They sent the contract. I said yes. And now he gets his chance to fight the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. My promise is, I've got me rounds here tonight, 10 rounds. But one thing I promise when I go to Las Vegas is I'm knocking you the fuck out, Boom. Boom.
Apologies once again for the industrial strength language, but these are two fighting men who are keen to get it on in the boxing ring. Deontay Wilder, you've heard what Tyson Fury has to say. You've heard how he thinks the fight is going to go when you guys square off in the ring. How do you forecast the fight between yourself and fellow undefeated former champ Tyson Fury?
Well, that's one thing Tyson Fury has never had. He didn't have many belts, but he's never had the WBC belt. And if he ever think about having this belt, he better wake up and apologize to me, because he'll never have this. I can't wait to fight you, because I am going to knock you out. This I promise you. Every victim that step in the ring, I'd have knocked them out in devastating fashion. You've never been knocked out, but you're going to feel the experience, what it feels to get hit by the bronze bomber.
Listen, you can't knock out what you can't hit, Bum. This man couldn't land a blow on me tonight. First of all, I want to thank my Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ for giving me the victory here tonight. And second, I just want to say, Belfast, you are beautiful! I love you guys! Every time I come to Belfast, it's like a homecoming. It's like a homecoming for the Gypsy King. And 25,000 people came in here tonight and stood in the rain to witness me fight. I promise you, I'm taking the WBC title, and I'll bring it back and defend it right here in Belfast.
Final word to you, Deontay, if you can make it brief, please.
This has been an amazing journey. Belfast, you guys, has been great. Your welcome has been wonderful. You're wonderful people. I'm happy to be here. But I'm sad to tell you, Tyson Fury will not be bringing the WBC belt back here. You guys can see me.
Well, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, thank you very much indeed. We have to wrap it up there, but the fight has been set. The lineal heavyweight champion, Tyson Fury, against the reigning, defending WBC heavyweight champion, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. The fight has been made. Stay tuned for further announcements as to where and when that fight will take place, but it is now official. Two champions facing off in the boxing ring for the WBC heavyweight championship of the world.
It is on. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder currently sharing a ring. They will get it on in the ring, with the details to be confirmed next week, we understand. Probably Las Vegas by the end of the year. The lineal heavyweight champion against the reigning WBC heavyweight champion. All Tyson Fury had to do tonight was come through against Francesco Pianeta. Although he wasn't able to get the knockout, he did come through in some style by winning every single round on the scorecard of Steve Gray, the referee. Those rounds important for Tyson Fury. He got really exactly what he wanted out of tonight, barring the stoppage. The round's more important, I think, at this stage of his comeback. He came through relatively untroubled against the experienced Pianeta, who never quite got close enough to cause Fury